So, why is it not sending the video? Oh, awesome. It finally worked. 6800 KB. Oh, okay. Now let's see the second time I'm doing this. So, I wrote this on June 16th of last year. So I'll just read it and we'll go with that. Why are fathers important? Neither of my parents had a father, and it shows. My dad died in 2015, and he never knew my son. My son never knew his grandfather because I wanted nothing to do with my father. The last 10 years of his life. That was wrong of me. I failed both of them, my son and my father. What he did to me as a child, the way I was treated was bad. And it's not bad enough to take away a grandfather from my little boy. That wasn't a decision for me to make for him. And that's something for my son to decide. Yeah, he was only, what? Did he die in 2015? Maybe 2016. Maybe he was 4? I think he was older than 3. Anyways, sometime around 2015. What I don't know what memories he could have had with his grandfather. That's on me, and I got to live with it. And at the time, I didn't consider what was right for both my son and my dad. I was really only thinking of my anger. Don't do what I did. Don't do that. You got to be better than I did, than I was. My dad, he didn't know how to be a dad. His father left, and it's understandable why he did. My paternal grandmother, she's the most obnoxious woman I've ever met. Big Red, she would have been a weak, failed apprentice to Darth Granny. Yeah, a weak, failed apprentice. My dad never really knew his father because for the first 5 years of my dad's life, my grandfather was fighting in Europe during the Second World War. And when he came back in 1945, he only stuck around for a year, maybe 2. And the only reason he managed to do that was he would stay at work as much as he could, and then he'd go down to the bar after work. My dad told me stories of how he would have to go down to the bar when he was 5 or 6, because his mother would yell at him to go get your father at the bar, and he'd have to go down to the bar when he was 5 or 6 and drag him home. My dad, his only parent was a spiteful, hateful woman, and my grandfather managed to get a divorce, and this was in the 1940s, and it was pretty hard back then, from what I understand. So when my dad was able, he escaped. He escaped into the army. So his only real experience with a father figure was in the army, and that's probably not too good. My dad didn't have any skills or knowledge or experience of what a good father does, what he is, how he behaves, teaches you, builds you up, etc., even discipline. Um, and his ignorance, his poor teaching from his mother, single mom, all landed on me when I was a kid. I remember about the age of 4, when we go to a restaurant like McDonald's or whatever, I remember when I stopped wanting to sit next to my dad. Yeah, when you're a little kid, you look up to your dad, and I remember in those plastic booths at the McDonald's, I stopped wanting to sit next to him anymore. Yeah, that was. Yeah, he was really, really a harsh man, even at that age. Um, and so, looking back, in the last few years, now that my son he's 13 now, I'm starting to, understand and forgive my dad for the way he was, because he didn't know any better. He just didn't know. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's so true. It's so true. And I've been forgiving him for how he treated my younger brother and myself. And because of my dad, I didn't learn what to do. I learned what not to do. And that's a very important distinction. I learned what not to say. I kind of puzzled it together, of what to do, from looking at what I craved, what I wanted, what I needed. When I'd look at other kids' dads, I've also learned a lot from some men here on YouTube. Stefan Molyneux, who got yanked or deleted off of here because he said things that weak people can't handle. Other guys like Terrence Popp, Aaron Clary, Paul Elam, Stardusk. That'd be Thinking Ape. TFM, Miss Andrew Today. There's a lot of others that I just can't remember their names right now. There was another that was just on the tip of my tongue, and it's just not coming to me, but it's all right. But there's a lot that are worthy of listening to, that you can learn from. Regarding my mom, she was a pretty poor parent as well. She was raised in foster care, so she didn't have her dad. And her father basically was an orphan, because he came over on the boat from France when he was 8 years old by himself. I don't know what happened to his parents. I just don't know, because that would have probably been during the First World War or shortly before it. Yeah, my mom didn't have a loving father either, and it definitely shows. Think about, all right, what I'm going to go over here. Think about why this is. What does it mean in the context of a father's absence or presence? This is from the Bible, Exodus 34. 6 and 7. And the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering, and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and fourth generation. All right. God's not causing the sins of the father to harm the succeeding generations. There's no curse. We'll go over this again. And the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord God, the Lord God, merciful and gracious. Think about that. Merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. What's that mean? It's the actions of us, mortal men. They're causing a cascade of events that travel down generations because we don't learn. We're not learning how to be good dads, good fathers. That's what it is. The more I think about this, the more I understand it. It's not God. It's us. We're the ones that are fallible. Now, if you choose to act with love and righteousness and justice in your treatment of others, excuse me here. Good things will come of it. But you have to choose to do this. If you're an atheist, just try reading the Bible anyways. Look at it as a cautionary tale. Like the commandments, the 10 Commandments, they're there for you as a guide through life to have a better life. Just look at it that way. You don't even have to say there's the guy in the sky that says this and you got to do it. Just look at it as common sense rules. I happen to like the guy in the sky. And not the takeaway from this, but one thing you really want to consider is the commandment to love your father and mother. Your kids will see you do this, and if you do a good job, hopefully they'll do the same for you. You raise them with love and dignity, respect. Just be an honorable man, and you'll have a better time of it when you're old and crippled. When you're old and crippled and dying, you'll have people around you who love you and take care of you, who want to take care of you, not just do it because they have to, or just avoid you and say, yeah, I'll come and visit you for half an hour. Be smart. Don't just be smart, learning from others or from your own mistakes. Be wise, learn from the mistakes of others. And that's it for me tonight. How do I end this? End stream.